Hi, this is Magnus at someversusnone.com. I thought I'd share my car build with you guys after a 3,300 mile journey through the Southwest, running from Texas to New Mexico to Arizona, and then touching a little bit of Utah near the Monument Valley, Valley of the Gods, Four Corners Point, and then heading all the way back down again. Fun journey. It was really good. This car held up really good. It ran well through the camping, all the trails that we did go on. Nothing too serious. Now, just to tell you a little bit about the car, I thought I'd talk about that first, and then I'd go on to talk about a little bit what we added to it, as well as also what we maybe wouldn't do after having been on such a long journey. But anyway, so it's a 2007 Toyota Highlander. It's I got it when it had 110,000 miles on it. Now it has 125 odd miles, 1,000 miles that is. And it's been a really great car, really good vehicle. Held up real well. It's the V6 with all-wheel drive. One of the first things I did when I got it was actually upgrade the tires, just to give it a little more bite, because I was hoping to use this for kind of camping and going on some, further trails and stuff like that. And these are the Hankook Dynapro AT2s. Really good lug on these things. They actually held up and drove through these trails at Saguaro, and then also when I went to, when I say trails, they're still paved, sort of like dust roads, but still. But they really proved their worth when we were at Lake Powell, where I was driving through some of the sand dunes. They were trying to get down to the beach, which had, the lake had receded so badly, and it was basically like driving through a sandblaster. So we decided not to camp after that adventure, but they held up really well and dug in good. As you can probably tell, I blacked out the wheels and also the front grille using plastic dip. It's actually been on for about a year now, and it's held up really good. I guess the only downside is when you want to rotate the tires. Unfortunately, that effect is kind of lost a little bit. So, but I think if I were to touch that up, it would probably fix it real good. I did have to do some maintenance to this prior, just to make sure that everything was working right. One of the things I did look into was the transmission. Because even though this is a fairly robust vehicle, the transmission can't seem to hold up as much as I would like, and it certainly wouldn't tow with it. I don't think that's wise anyway. But maybe some of you have actually had a different experience. I think with mine, I wouldn't do it necessarily. But what I did do instead was actually put everything on the roof rack, which I made myself. Basically, it's a Lowe's fence section, the black painted kind, and basically cut it to the right length, and then I built up the front fairing using the aluminum panel, which basically cut the aluminum panel, painted it black, and that gave us gave us the ability to kind of put some fun stickers on all the places we've been to. Word to the wise, don't get stickers that can withstand the weather. The vinyl cut ones, the real hard wearing ones versus the paper ones, because of course they fall apart real quick. As you can see, I got the fairing here, which is held up really good. It was very useful. It's a little flimsy, so be careful with it. It's a $179 job. I was hoping to have time to build one of those 270-degree ones, but that would take a lot of time in engineering, and I didn't have the time to do that, so this will have to do for now. Takes two people to fold out. Couldn't tell you the brand because we found it off of Amazon, 179 bucks. But it held up really well. Once you put it out there and it stood there, it kept us cool while we're at the Valley of the Gods. You had this dry bag, that actually kept everything really nice dry. We did drive through a rainstorm. Nothing got wet in there, so that was really cool. It's by Right Line, really good stuff. Did get some of these Plano Sportsman trunks, and they are really good, worthwhile investment. Now the problem, of course, is that they are on top of the roof, which you think, well, okay, well, you want to have stuff on the roof if you're going to go camping, you want to keep it up there. But the problem is when I have to get up there, I'm the tallest person in the family. I have to kind of do the leg workout to kind of step up on the tire and then to get to these boxes. And after you have to take, maybe if we were camping at one place for one day, that's fine. But if you're kind of going from place to place on a daily basis, that gets real tiresome real quick. Seriously, a good leg workout. That being said, what I had to do to make sure that things weren't stolen, because there were places where, we stayed at a hotel and weren't sure how safe those places were going to be. I did drill like 4 holes in the bottom of each box, which you know, and then took a U-bolt to kind of keep it all attached. I don't know if you can kind of see it right there. Maybe right there. Yes, right there. But anyway, they held these things down really nicely. Utilized the bars that go across the roof rack there. The straps were there just as added extra. Probably not necessary, but I had them, so I thought, well, why not? So here you can see the shower that I put together. This is one of the classic PVC pipe jobs. There's several videos out there. In fact, I'll say there's probably thousands of videos out there on YouTube on how to make one. So I did one that worked for me. It holds about 6 gallons worth. Worked well, especially if you have like the hose nozzle that kind of can change to like a mist feature, and that worked really good, and it kept everything so that you could actually use it for quite a lot of showers. So it actually gave my wife, my 2 kids, and my dog a good shower without ever running out of water and or pressure. Well, I think I had to pump it up maybe once or twice during those showers, but it worked really good. You think, well, what else I had here? So one of the things that, well, actually, let me show you the back first. So obviously organization over a 10-day course trip is actually quite the problem. So we figured out one way to do it was for me to build this organization rack. And this is the part that gets less ideal. So the reason why is because there's a lot of layering happening here. So if I had to get to the water bottle back that's sitting behind the cooler there, I had to take everything else out in order to get to it. And that became really tiresome, of course, when you're at the gas station. You have to pull almost half the stuff out just to get to it. But I think with a little bit of improvement, I think there's might be ways to improve to get that better working. So you can see this is where the dog hangs out. Of course, make sure that the dog has plenty of stuff to keep it busy, because otherwise he'll get busy on the stuff that keeps him in place. So keep that in mind, especially when you're driving for many hours. Now I did put hinging area right here just so that you have a little extra storage underneath here. I'll say the success of this was actually using this under bed plastic container as kind of like a impromptu drawer to hold dry goods. Yeah, this is actually where the dog crate is for when we were staying at the hotels to kind of keep him in place. This also fits a regular fold-out plastic table, and those lifetime ones. Worked out really well for that. This cooler is actually made by Igloo. It's supposed to be a keep everything cold for 5 days. Well, there you go. That's the problem I'm proving to you right now, the issue of this thing. But anyway, 5-day cooler. I will say it does not do that. Maybe it's because of the heat. Maybe it's because we open it up maybe a few times to get the things. But the ice was melting at a way faster clip than we ever wanted it to. So that was annoying, having to buy ice all the time to keep it cool. One of the things, because obviously we want to keep the kids entertained and busy, so they don't sit there complaining about why we're not there yet. There was many hours as I built, hope you can kind of see it for this angle, but I built a little area technology center right here. Because the problem with the older cars such as this is there isn't a lot of USB hookups, so you kind of have to make up your own solution. Now my kids have a Nintendo Switch that they can play with, so I kind of designed it around that so that there's a little Switch tablet holder right here they can share and play together, and then also a charging station that's got plenty enough hookups for any technology they need to charge, including these extra fans, because driving in the Southwest in June and trying to camp in June has its challenges, especially when it comes to heat. And I think the downside with this car definitely has been the AC. Just can't keep up with the heat for sure. Anyway, overall, this has been a fun vehicle. I recommend it actually for most camping needs. It actually does really well and can do 4-wheel drive pretty nicely. Anyway, I hope this has been a useful video for you all. I hope that if you have any questions or if I missed anything, let me know in the comments. Thank you. Bye-bye.